God damn, ball. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Friday weekly recap where we go over some pairs and plays we could have got into for the week. Just give me a few moments while I send out the link to the community, and then we can get started. I know Sellers had some fun this week. I was biased, got one chance in the beginning of the week, and then now we're really in it Thursday and Friday. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let me just edit this. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Let's start with EUR USD. All right. Put this over there. All right. EUR USD, and the first day was the 20th. Regardless, as all of y'all know, everything was tanking since last week. All right, so now you're just starting to get USD strength back and JPY strength back. So it looks like we can probably front run it for next week. If not, Sunday market open for the week coming up. All right, but if you guys were a seller, I'm not a seller at all. But if you guys were a seller, you guys should have had some pretty easy entries for the week. All right, so let's go back to the 20th. Oh, 19th right here. All right, cool. So to start off the week, we did have a huge gap on Monday for USD pairs and GPY pairs. It went about like 50 pips. It was like crazy. I didn't expect that. But just coming. Sorry. It was just coming off this little resistance right here. Well, not a little resistance. It was a major resistance actually. As you can see, I had the lineup right here. Support, support, support. So if sellers were really trying to sell this, they would have sold it on Friday and anticipate a drop on Sunday market open. Exactly what happened. It filled up. There was some support right here, and it went all the way up here. There was a resistance right here. But nonetheless, if you guys wanted to clean entry for a sell, this was kind of iffy because you're battling support and resistance. Support right here and then resistance right here. So it's kind of 50-50 ball. You were like really, really kind of wedged in there. But yeah, if you caught the sell right here, obviously you got some profit going into the week. Came back up about what, like 40-50 pips? Oh, 70 pips, yeah. And then it just came back down off of this resistance right here. I'm pretty sure this is a fib as well. So let's just fib it out. 618 Fibonacci retracement, and then went all the way down to 27 extension. Actually further than 27 extension. If you guys are just logging in, give me some questions you guys have throughout the week, or a pair you want me to go over while I just go over my normal pairs. All right. But like I was saying, it was a huge gap. Came all the way back up for Fibonacci retracement of 618. That's how you do it, top to bottom on a higher time frame. 618 got hit. This is a 4-hour candle, so it hit once, but on a hour candle, 15-minute candle, 5-minute candle, it hit a lot of times on 618. All right, so just keep that in mind. So it hit off to 618 and then just tanked from there. All right. You guys would probably look for another entry under the major level. Let's just dumb it down a little bit so you can see what type of entries I could have got into. Yeah, it was pretty hard. Like it was like a one tap thing because strength was so strong. USD was so strong and AUR was so weak. So kind of a one tap thing off the 5 EMA and under the mid level. I'm in the major level. So it just broke through right there. This one candle, this was your only chance for a major level entry if you guys didn't enter right here. So as you can see, a lot of looks right here came down, lower low, lower high. You still had this challenge right here. That's why I kept it marked up. You still had this challenge right here because buyers are still trying to look to, buy this pair if it does, hesitate and wick out at this level. However, you guys got lucky. Well, not even lucky, just strength just took over. It broke through, right? It didn't come back to retest, but it still broke through and it's still going down. So that's all you needed, a breakthrough, and then for it to keep going down. All right. So at this point, like one strength is like very, very strong, and you are the first pair is very weak, and then the second pair not the second pair. The first currency in front is very weak, and the second currency in the back is very strong. It's pretty hard to get into trades because it's not making like clear higher highs and higher lows or lower lows and lower highs. In this case, all right. So you guys have to be kind of aggressive with your entries, and expect a one tap thing. All right. So like I said, came down. It did do a lower low, lower high type of thing, but like I said, it's kind of hard to see. Feel me? So this would probably be your only entry right there for the major. Came all the way down. You had some, some consolidation under the mid level, but me personally, if I was a seller and I saw this, I wouldn't really feel comfortable because it's not really. I'm still like selling a lower low, kind of. I don't want to sell a lower low. I want to sell a lower high. So I guess you can call it a lower high under resistance, but at the same time, it didn't do one of these. With my. And do one of these and then go down. I want to go down and then go up, like a lower high type of thing. But yeah, I'm not even a seller, so I didn't really have that problem. But if I was selling, then I want to wait for a little bit more confirmation than that. It still did a lower low, lower high type of thing, but at the same time, I don't. Maybe on a 15-minute it looks better. Let's see. I mean, I guess if you know you want to be aggressive on this pair, yeah, you would have probably entered right here. But me personally, I would probably not even enter. But I'm not a seller anyway. So, anyways, I'm just trying to speed through it so I can get to my buys. I'm sure most of you are buyers anyway. So, let me just exit this out. So yeah, long story short, EUR/USD tanked for the first few days of the week. And then now we're starting to see some push. All right, so now what you guys want to look for is a break of this major level right here. They're having a tough time breaking through it for some reason. Hopefully by the end of the market day, like before 4:45 and 4:30, it can have a break and then a retest. But it's not really likely. Maybe on Sunday, actually, when the market opens, hopefully it does break above and then do a retest for a higher low. All right, so that's pretty much the main thing you guys want to look for going to the week. I don't see many entries right here. Maybe if you guys were aggressive on this pair for buys, which is not really ideal right now because it's still bearish. Like the whole market, if you drag it out with a 4-hour, the whole market is still bearish, so it's not really clear for buys yet until we break this 1800 level, right? Even if we like, 1800. I was gonna say 1900, but it's still a lot. That's going to be a first big challenge right here. So you can say that. So once it breaks above 1800, you guys should look for buys at that point. That's for the Sunday pre-market setup. But basically I'm looking for buys now. So if the market gives us to us like before the whole market closes, then we're looking good for a Friday front run going into the next week. All right. So yeah, so all we need is a breakthrough of 1800 and then come down so we can get into it. I think I have nothing to say about this pair. Anybody have any questions on this? EUR/USD before I move on to GU? Yeah, nothing but sells. So it was a pretty difficult time to get to sells too because it was just sloping down. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to GU. So GU, same type of deal. I think you did have clearer entries on GU. Yeah, you did actually. So boom, clear resistance. As you can see, it did do that gap right there, like I was telling you guys about. And now you have this mid-level sell entry. All right. So the reason it's a sell entry is because if you look to the left, you see a lot of resistance on the left right here. Support right here that could potentially be resistance. Excuse me. That could potentially be resistance right here. Support. So this is a strong level. Fair to say, this is a strong level. So what sellers wants to do, obviously, they want to sell a lower high off the strong level. All right. So that's exactly what people did. They came down. They did see this as a challenge, but at the same time, they see this as like a lower low type thing. So it bounced off this lower low, came up for a lower high one time. Actually, maybe on a 15-minute, it looked better. So you have about like 2 tries to get into this pair. One right here and then one right here. So double top right there. All right. So this is like the immediate entry right there. Comes down again. comes up for a double top. So at this point, you should be in this trade for a sell if you're, have a bias for that sell right there. So you should automatically be in this trade right here, if not right here. All right. And then now what you did expect, I could put this a little bit down here, but mainly you're looking for, well, not even looking for, you're predicting like it's going to do a lower low, come back up for a lower high off the role reversal, and then continue going down. But unfortunately, it didn't do that. But that's okay because you're not really looking for that anyway. You just like predicting it. Like it does that most of the time. So once it breaks a solid support zone, it usually comes back up to retest for a lower high. But nonetheless, it still dropped like a good 100 pips before pulling back 50 pips for another retest of the major level. Right here, I probably wouldn't enter as a sell because it's pushing up 50 pips, like I said, so it could easily broke through that major. But once it did this, it did do a higher low, but it did do a higher high. So mainly it just double top. So on the double top, you probably would have sold it right here because market is still bearish and price is now bearish now because it's double top and they want to make a higher high. And now you're on your way down for a lower low. All right. So this would have been a nice entry as well right here. So pretty easy entry right there. Right here would have been a little iffy. Even though it did a lower low, lower high type of thing, it's still a little iffy because it's not like a strong lower high. So it didn't go, further down and then do a nice pullback going back up to that mid level. All right. And then you expect it to go down. So it didn't really, do a nice lower high. If you guys still in this pair, like this lower high would have been a good confirmation for you to stay in actually. So, if you saw this right here, you didn't want to enter because it was a little iffy, but you're still in this trade right here, then you're still good to hold that trade until it gets to your target. All right. So when we got down here, that's when it got, a little iffy for sellers. All right. So now we came to a lower low situation, came up for a lower high, came back down. Now this is where buyers are trying to buy it actually because they see a higher high break a structure, okay, higher low. So people like me, I bought this right here, but unfortunately, it didn't want to pass this area right here. All right, so it didn't pass this area right here, aka double top. Didn't want to make a higher high, so sellers were actually targeting this as a sell zone right here, and they did just that. Down here, like it's basically a range right now. Well, not right now, but in this area, it was a range. So on the bottom right here, there's still resistance because this is the last lower low. So like I always do, the last lower low, I always draw a rectangular box around it because that could signify a support zone. All right. So that being said, people probably started buying over here as well. Cautiously though, because the market was still kind of bearish, but this is support and it did multiple touches on top of that support. So they tried to, get a nice entry right there. Me personally, I didn't. I wanted to wait until it hits a major level for a higher high, higher low type of thing. So this area, of course, was a pretty significant area because, as you can see, resistance right here. It finally broke through for support zone, but this was a strong level, strong challenge. So I'm glad we broke that. So now what we're doing is we're actually making higher highs and higher lows now. So what I love to see is because right here is strong resistance right there, double top right there, and it just tanked. I would love to see a breakthrough of 3,800 so we can get a nice entry going back up. All right. So it had a tough time doing this right here. It had like 4 chances to break through. It wicked out. So now I'm not sure what it wants to do. To make things simple, I'm waiting for that 3,800 to be broken. I was already in it, like from all the way down here. I took my profit already. But now I'm just waiting for another entry so I can get into it for a long-term buy. Because right here, kind of if I didn't want it to tank all the way down like it did over here, you feel me? So we'll see what the market gives us before the market actually closes. So hopefully it doesn't close under the resistance. Hopefully it closes above the resistance. So we'll see. But does anybody have any questions on that before I move on to GJ? Like you could have got an entry right here. Right here would have been a nice entry as well. Right here would have been a very aggressive entry. Still a good entry though, because of this right here. But at the same time, you're attacking the resistance point. So the resistance point was like, what, 20 pips away? Yeah, so 20 pips away. You don't want to really, buy into resistance. You want to buy further away from resistance as your, basically your target. So just be mindful of that. Whenever you see something like this and you close to resistance, just be like, all right, cool. Am I saving this for a long-term period? Am I disregarding this area and hoping it breaks up for a higher high? or do I want to wait, for a high and high low to actually happen so I can have a safer entry? It's really up to you and what's the chart doing at that point and how you're feeling. So, make a decision at that point, but you must make a decision. So, yeah, that's GU. I'm gonna move into GJ. We're the 20th. All right, so same thing. Like all the pairs just came off a bearish week and a bearish start. So right now, I'm so pissed I missed. Oh my god, I'm just gonna skip all this nonsense. Obviously, it's sold. I just want to go over the buys since most of you guys are buyers and I'm a buyer personally. So, uh, so it stopped here. So after this point right here at this mid level, it just did a breakthrough, came down to retest. Right here would have been a first entry, not here, not anywhere right here. Right here would have been a first entry. I don't know why I didn't enter. I really don't know why I didn't enter this pair right here. But let's have a closer look. So it did exactly what I wanted. I think I did enter right here and it tanked on me. So I was like, I'm not even gonna enter this again because I thought GBP was weak. That's exactly what happened. I remember, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So I missed this whole move right here. Yeah, so I entered right here. This is still a good entry for you guys either way because it broke structure, came down for a higher low, multiple touches on this, support zone, and it just, it kept going up. That's what you wanted to see. But I don't know, for some reason, GBP was very, very weak, and it couldn't really make higher highs and higher lows until Thursday and Friday. So right here, I didn't really believe in it. And it just, took off. So I should have known, take every shot. Like if you know it's on a high, low, you gotta take the shot regardless because you don't know. So, but anyways, if you guys took the shot right here, good for you. It's a nice, high, low situation, break structure, and then it finally broke that mid level. So you had there's another entry right here, high, low, right on this mid level, and then a second chance right here, and then this was like a one-time shot. I was looking at this actually for a buy too yesterday, I think, and it gave me one shot, like one little tweak, like that. That's like nonsense right there. So I didn't enter that as well. I think I entered all the way up here. Yeah, I entered so late, but it's all good. So these are the entries that you guys could have gotten to. One right here, higher low, higher low right here, second chance right there. This was kind of questionable in my opinion. I would love to see if this was a Fibonacci retracement. 0.05, okay, 50% retracement. But what I like to do with the fib, I like to have it confluent with like a major level or mid level. So it wasn't really confluent with the mid level or major level, so I didn't really pay attention, too close attention to it. But as you can see, it hit the 50% and it kept going up. And now, like, you couldn't get a mid level entry right here. But this one right here, this is a nice entry right here. Even though it's kind of too late, like the market's about to close, you still might have a Friday front run because it is above support. So hopefully when the market opens on Sunday, it does a nice gap up, fills that gap, and it continue going up. So if you guys are looking for another entry, another entry if you're not in this pair already, or if you want to get in this pair for the first time, this is the area I'm looking at for Friday, which is today. Before the market closes, which I highly doubt is going to get to, or Sunday, when the market actually opens up, when it opens up again. So 151.500. As you can see, this is resistance right here. So we need a higher high breaking that resistance, and then a higher low going back up. This is going to be a crucial area, just because there's a strong resistance to the left. Okay, so I'm probably gonna take my profit of 100 pips and then try to re-enter at that point, just so I won't get caught in the retracement period or whatever it's gonna do or drop. I don't know. All I know is this is a strong area, and I just want to take my profit out of this from this area. So once that happens, I'll probably get into another entry when it does break above, but we'll have to see. Let's go out on a 4-hour time frame. Yeah, as you can see, this is like the top of everything. So we shall see. All right, yep. So that's for GJ. Pretty easy entries that I didn't take for some reason. I'm so pissed. You gotta laugh about it, bro. You gotta laugh about it. It's all good though. There's plenty of opportunities within this market. But yeah, plenty of easy entries on GJ. If you guys didn't see that, you're not alone. So it's all good. Let's move on to. I think I'm done actually. Yeah, I did take a CAD JPY trade um from down here. I'm gonna show you guys why. I don't really have CAD JPY marked up on my major and mid level zones. I'm just playing off of like clear support and resistance, which you guys can play too as well. But I saw this little resistance right here. Did a calm drop. Eventually broke through, but I just kept that line because I knew it was going to be important, in the future because it did a nice drop from there. And as you can see, it did a higher high, higher low. Could have got into it right here. Me, I didn't really trust it because at the same time, I don't really trade catch JPY like that. And I didn't really, like it because it was under the major level. So either I saw a double bottom, which it did happen because I entered right there. Either I saw a double bottom or waited for the high, low. So I currently have two entries right now. I have the CAD JPY entry right here and a CAD JPY entry right here. Hopefully this one takes off when Sunday opens and Friday closes above this area. But if it doesn't, oh well, it's all good. But yeah, this is like the entry I had for sellers. You couldn't really sell it. It wasn't really making clear low lows and lower highs. This is probably just people taking profit. Yeah, there wasn't really no clear sells. So on CAD JPY, I'm actually buying it, one right here, and then hopefully it breaks through this 8,800 level for a high, low. I'm actually gonna take my profit just in case it doesn't because I'm scared of big double tops. Could eventually just tank, crazy. So I'm just gonna take my profit from there. If it does break high, low, I will, enter again and then hold it for a longer period of time. But yeah, CAD JPY, nothing really too much going on with it. If you miss these entries right here, try to get to an entry right here. If the market does give it to you, it already did 2 taps on it. It's trying to do a high, low situation. Let me just mark this up real quick. But since it made a high, this is what I do every time. This is what you guys should do too to track a trade. Just draw a little rectangular box around that high, just to divide the points of it. So that's technically resistance right there because it pulled down. And you want that to break. If it doesn't break above, you could get out or put your thing at break even or 5 pips higher your stop loss. So if it does something like this, mind you, it could do this. It could do a double top kind of. And then it could stop for a higher low and then break through. So it's really, it's up to you at that point, how you feeling about the trade and everything. Usually when I see strong candles resisting it, like a strong wick and then a strong candle going back down, I'm probably just going to get out and like regroup. If I do see little tiny candles like just, stepping down, I'm probably just going to leave it alone. But nonetheless, like if it, does something like this, I will probably put it, 5 pips higher, my stop loss 5 pips higher, or just at break even, depending how I feel. So yeah, like I said, it might do a little challenge right here, or hopefully it just breaks above and does high, low, continuing to 88, and then I'm taking my profit from there. I'll explain more on my pre-market live. But yeah, I think that's enough for CAD JPY. It's really not much to go over basically. I wasn't really selling. I didn't sell at all, but yeah, this like I don't see no clear entries for sellers unless right here, and then obviously you failed. But yeah, that's my CAD JPY analysis, and then NJ. Oh damn. Yeah, there was no sells. Like it just dropped crazy. Like the only sells you could have got is like quick sells. Like that's why I said like if anything is very very strong or very very weak, is gonna do something like this. All right. So the quick sells are probably gonna be boom boom, one wick under the mid level, and then just following your EMAs down. Another lower high situation under that resistance. So it's clear high lower lows and lower highs like going down in the slope direction, but it's still kind of hard. You got to be on point with it. You got to have a nice trigger finger with it. So don't be depressed if you didn't hit NZD JPY because it was pretty fast. So another opportunity right here, which is like a cleaner entry. You could have got an entry right here, or another one right here with the strong wick comes down. Now this is where you could have got another entry right here for a sell. Obviously, it didn't work out. That's where the NZD started to gain strength back. and JPY started to lose strength, and now we're just, turning heads now. So what buyers could have did was wait for a nice high, low on top of the major level right here. I was actually eyeing this last night, didn't really get a clear high or low, so I kind of missed this whole slope direction thing. But I did get an entry right here on the mid level, so hopefully it breaks through that 77 level for high, low, and then I can get to it again for a buy. All right. It's still hugging this mid level right here, but I'm not really worried about it because it's about to close. It's going to be above support, and I should be chilling. All right. I think that's it though. Okay. I went over GU. Did I go over GU? Like GU Friday for one? If I didn't, I'm waiting for a 3.8. Yeah, I think I did. But I'm waiting for 3.800 to be, broken, hopefully. And then this for, before the market ends. So it's 3:28 now. We have like 1 more hour and 30 minutes before the market closes. So hopefully it does, does something quick, high, low, and then we can get that buy. Or if it does, close under this under this major level, it could very much well go back to this buy zone right here, which I won't be too, mad about because it's a lower price, like extra 50 pips, all good. I just play a little double bottom on it, and then hopefully get that high, low, and then continue up one back up. All right. But yeah, I think that's it. EU. Yeah, just when I hop on this live, guys, just pay attention to EU. It might, do what I want, break through that 1800 level. Let me see if that's a fib. Okay. Hit off the 50%. 27 ascension. Hopefully, question mark. We'll see. But yeah, once that mid-level, get a major level gets broken, I need a higher low, probably like 415, 430, and then get in that for a Friday front run, like very, very clutch ending. So we'll see. We did have a good week, not a good week, a good 2 days, Thursday and Friday, which is today. So hopefully it's gonna carry on through next week, and then we can get an actual, productive week out of these pairs. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna end this live right here. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna just end it. If you guys have any questions later on, something you can think of, whatever, just DM me in the app, and then ask it in the community as well. So we'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right. So yeah, I see you guys Sunday for my pre-market setup. Get ready for the week, and then like always, guys, just take this weekend off. Make sure you study. Make sure you back test. Make sure you get ready for the week coming up and the rest of the weeks coming up. All right. But yeah, be safe, be smart with everything, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. All right, be safe.